So let's talk a little bit about Japan, because they had an election just the other day. It's in the news cycle now, and they've decided to turn right a little bit.
Well, so, it has to be a little bit in Japan because they are already naturally quite right. So.
Well,
it's true.
Well, their recent government for the last couple of years, since Abe was assassinated, has been really weak. It's been lefty and globalist.
Kind of globalist, isn't it? Yeah. So I've seen videos of like Kurdish festivals.
Yeah, there
in Japan. It's like, sorry, Japan, what are you doing? Like, have we not been a bad enough example to you?
There's only 3,000 Kurds in the country.
Right, and already they're doing Kurdish festivals. Like, no, you can't permit that.
Yeah. Okay, so the ruling party there, although it's coalition government, the LDP, literally Liberal Democrats, right, they've had basically a status quo in Japan, more or less, since the end of the war. Once the Americans won, they introduced a constitution, which they sort of printed onto Japan, and like the rest of us, they've stayed with the post-war consensus ever since, and in slightly different forms. It's been the same ever since. Now, Abe was, people said, he was quite nationalistic. He was LDP, he was Lib Dem, but he was actually quite a nationalistic version of it. And then after he went, they've had two prime ministers since then, and they've both been much more to left, like really pro LGBTQ, really pro bringing in loads of immigrants, hundreds of thousands of immigrants, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards.
Well, when I covered Japan last month, one of the things that the ambassador to Pakistan was doing was trying to create exchange worker programs for loads of Pakistanis to come over and work in Japan.
You know those videos you see of like the 3-year-old getting on the train and going, 4-year-old getting on the train, going to school, like that's over, right? If you allow this to happen, because like I remember when I was a kid, I remember being about 6 years old and walking to school on my own. Like it was just normal, right? Because you have a high trust homogenous country, that's over, right? That's what immigration takes away, things you didn't even realize you had. Don't do this.
Yeah.
Just as a quick thing, I'm famously not a lover of Japan, but I am also a Japanese nationalist. Just don't let them. Don't let them. You are still in a good position that we're not in now. Don't allow it to happen. I don't have to like your culture for me to want you to continue to exist.
Yeah,
like at all. I mean,
I'm for nationalists all around the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, have Indian nationalism in India. Fine, good.
Yeah, and stay there.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. Have Polish nationalism, whatever it is, in your own country.
Absolutely.
Because that's what we want for our country.
The thing is, I can see in Japan something that we used to have that they still have, right? And it's that kind of settledness of the ancient island nation, where it's like, no, we've been ourselves for a long time, and we've been happy to be ourselves for a long time, and we've had that ripped away from us. There's been a real loss of innocence in England of late. In fact, the previous segment is exactly what we're talking about there. And I don't want to see that happen to the Japanese. I really don't. You don't understand. It's not like being conquered in war. This is something completely different. And it's something that it's like a poison that's put into a cup. And suddenly everyone's drinking from it and wondering why they're getting sick. And it's just dire.
I mean, Japan, of all places, historically speaking, for...
It's the most exclusionary.
Right, yes.
All I want is an 18th or 19th century Japanese immigration policy.
Well, it's literally illegal for any foreign person to step foot on their island.
Yes.
So base.
And the Dutch got a little carve out for a tiny, tiny island or whatever off the coast, and that was too much.
With one bridge, one causeway, which is constantly guarded by someone.
Yeah. That's all I want for my border force.
It's not too much to ask, is it?
Yeah.
Japan of all places, and although compared to a lot of places in Europe or the Anglosphere, whether it's America or Australia, they've got much less immigration, but nonetheless it's spiked in the last few years. It's absolutely spiked in the last few years. The government there got the globalist memo, and
When I was there last year, one thing I noticed around Osaka was the number of Indians working in the shops, just working in the local corner shops, and you're like, well, that's how it always starts.
Yeah.
Right, that's always the first symptom.
I just wonder if the British person, what are you doing here? Are you lost? Get out. Shouldn't you be in Birmingham?
Well, as you might imagine,
Got family in Leicester, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing here? How dare you?
As you might imagine, their immigration issues are where the Americans suffer from sort of lots of Mexican immigration. We suffer from lots of subcontinent stuff, or Albanians or whatever. Their problems are quite often, other than a very vocal Kurdish community, it's the Chinese, it's the Vietnamese, it's Koreans, and stuff like that. Now, where I was researching for this, watch a whole bunch of
Just
videos.
a quick thing, though. Probably not as bad as the immigration we get, right? It's like we got a bunch of Chinese over there. It's like, okay, yeah, they're not Japanese, but how dangerous are they? You know.
If I could swap all out, if I could swap out all our Pakistani and Bangladeshi or Albanian immigrants for Chinese ones, I would.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Would.
I'm worried about the CCP a lot more now, but like, yeah, I'm not worried about walking back from the pub or something, right?
Right. Yeah, right. But no, crime is an issue. It's absolutely an issue. Now, where I watched a bunch of obviously English language videos for this, a lot of them from where it's sort of the lefty perspective. It's remarkable, really is remarkable. I find it absolutely striking. The parallels, the exact same paradigm and dynamics that are going on with questions around immigration in Europe or in the West, in the Anglosphere, whatever you want to say. The exact same ones are playing out in Japan. Exactly the same. So they've got sort of this globalist lefty government which is betraying them in every way possible. From sort of the economic side, with the they've got a cost of living crisis, they've got inflation going through the roof. Their president's Mr. Ishiba, and the people consider them to have betrayed the party, betrayed the base, betrayed the principles, that they're turning away from conservative ideals, that they're weak on China. The exact same things.
And they're not serving the Japanese people.
Right,
first.
right.
Yeah.
Completely that.